Let's see how to install the CHash Devkit extension on VS Code and start working with .NET projects. Now, I am assuming that there are no extensions related to C Sharp installed here at all, and I'll be starting fresh. So before I begin that, I'll also show you on the Explorer that we don't have any options related to creating a .NET project. Generally, you will see it here over it if the dev kit was already installed. Let's go to extensions and search for C Sharp. And the first thing which is prompted is CHash Devkit. There is also an older version of the plugin, the extension, which does not have as many features as the Devkit has. But still, when you install CHash Devkit, the older extensions are also installed along with some other dependencies. So if you already have the older version, you don't have to uninstall it. You can still install CHash Devkit on top of it and everything works fine. If you're starting clean slate like I did, or if you want to start it that way, you can go ahead and uninstall everything related to CHash. Whatever extensions you see here in your installed extensions, you can also uninstall it and restart Visual Studio. So either ways, it's not a problem. So now let me go ahead and click on install, and let's wait until the installation is done. And we see that it's installed now. So let me clear this, and it did bring in all the other required extensions also. So if I go back to my Explorer here, I do now see a option to create a .NET project. Now it does happen sometimes that in spite of doing this, meaning installing the CH Devkit extension, I don't see this option at all. So during such time, we may have to create a .NET project manually using the command line interface for the very first time. So let's see how we can do it, assuming it did not show us the create .NET project. So like the usual workflow, we would go ahead and open a folder, and let me go to repos, and let's say I create a new folder in today's name, something like Jan 29, and I'll just select that folder. Remember, we are still in the normal file explorer supplied by VS Code, and I would use the control tilde to get a integrated terminal here right at this particular folder, and I'll use the .NET command .NET new console. That is a type of application I want to create. We could have created any different type of project here, and I want the output in something like project 1. So what happens is now my Jan 29 becomes the solution folder, and inside that I'll have one more folder called project 1, which will have all the files related to project 1. So let's see that in action. We did that, and if you see, the solution explorer is still not shown anywhere. We are just dealing with the normal explorer. The CHash Devkit has not yet been activated. In order to do that, we will have to first click on any .cs file here. So let's wait for the solution explorer to appear, which it did. So from now on, I don't need this normal explorer, and I'll use the solution explorer. So now I do have the project. Now we can go ahead and add any number of other projects into the solution. So if I expand this now, can show you that these are the project specific file, and this is our solution file. So if I want to give you more idea about it, this is my project related folder or file, my project related files. So when I say folder, it actually there is a corresponding folder also in the file explorer, which I'll show you in a while. And the outer folder is my solution. And had I added one more project, which I'll probably show next, I would have got that here in a different folder. Now, whatever you see this as a project here and whatever you see next actually corresponds to the folder on the computer. Whereas in the world of .NET, this is how you look at a project. This is the project, whatever spaces you have, these are the projects, and this is the solution here. Okay, so let me also go ahead and show you the corresponding. So this is my top level folder, which now behaves like a solution, and you can also see the .sln file. This is the metadata. I'll talk about it more a little later. And if I just go into the project one, I do have the project related files, including the binaries and the source code and the .cs project file, which is again a metadata, which I'm going to talk about it a little later. So now, assuming that the chash extension is activated, we can now go ahead and again close this folder. And then when I go to the normal explorer, I do now definitely you should see a new option to create a .NET project. So probably in the next video, I'll show you how we can use this button, create .NET project, instead of a command line interface, and then create our solution projects, so on and so forth.